American electric car dealerships are facing a significant overload. Executives have already acknowledged the mistake made in Europe and the United States, where they set the goal that half of their fleets would consist of electric cars by 2030. However, I am here to warn that this goal is destined not to be achieved. The question arises, could it all have been deceptive advertising? Could this indicate that electric vehicles will never surpass traditional ones? Trillions of dollars have been invested in the formation of a global fleet of electric cars, and more investments are planned in the coming years. According to CNBC, major automakers have committed to investing over $600 billion in the next 4 years in electric vehicles, aiming to dethrone conventional combustion engine cars and establish market dominance. All in support of the green agenda backed by environmentalists. Gasoline-powered vehicles are considered the major villains by world governments, which pressure the automotive industry to produce vehicles that are neither profitable nor entirely viable on a large scale. However, the government can force manufacturers, but not customers. You can verify this yourself. What is the likelihood of you acquiring an electric vehicle in the next 5 years? Are you at least interested in any of them? Does your residence or city have the proper infrastructure to fuel this type of vehicle? Consumers are still not convinced that electric and hybrid cars offer a good cost-benefit ratio. And it's not me saying this, but the automakers themselves. In the modern world, everything is driven by profit. But when it comes to the automotive industry, money doesn't always buy everything. In the electric vehicle industry, automakers have invested so much that they became extremely optimistic and even deluded, believing they would soon dominate the market and win the hearts of the public. However, this did not materialize. Trillions of dollars have yet to convince a significant portion of the global population that electric vehicles are the best option at the moment. Not even in the United States and Europe, the two regions that most promote the need for an electric fleet to address a climate crisis. Let's look at the statistics to better understand. Despite the gross growth in electric vehicle sales, this does not necessarily translate into good news for the automakers. The return must be proportional to the investment made. To illustrate, we can use the example of football. If a team was the 10th placed in the championship last year and decides to spend $100 million on signings, the fact that it finishes the year in 8th place represents an improvement, but not proportional to the multi-million-dollar investment. In a way, it can be considered a failure. Looking at the electric vehicle industry, we see something similar happening, albeit on a much larger scale. The electric vehicle (EV) battery manufacturing sector of the South Korean giant LG indicates an imminent decline in demand. The first reason highlighted in a Reuters report is the global economic scenario, especially interest rates in various countries. In the United States, interest rates are at 5.5% per year, a rate that, although seeming low compared to the rest of the world, is considered high, especially considering that just 3 years ago, it was below 1%. Interest rates, in general, make access to credit and long-term financing more challenging and costly. The reduction in money circulation in the market, while tending to lower inflation, has the counterpart of a lower inclination for people to buy, especially when credit is inaccessible. This particularly affects electric vehicles, whose high prices negatively impact the sector's growth. Elon Musk has also expressed concern about the current state of the industry, emphasizing the challenge of inaccessible financing. He highlighted that, for most people, the decision to buy a car often hinges on the monthly payment, and if interest rates remain high or increase, it will be much more challenging for people to acquire a vehicle. Other automakers, such as Volkswagen, acknowledge low demand and postpone the production of electric cars, such as the ID.7. The company has also lowered its profit margin expectations, impacted by raw material issues affecting sustainable vehicle batteries. The demand for raw materials used in EV battery manufacturing has decreased, indicating a slowdown in production. Ford has also faced challenges, cutting one of the 3 shifts at the factory producing its electric pickup, the F-150 Lightning. This decision reflects a previously announced slowdown in electric vehicle production by Ford. The company prioritizes conventional vehicles as they generate more profit, but it will continue producing electric vehicles, albeit on a smaller scale. Tesla, led by Elon Musk, has reduced the prices of its cars to stimulate demand for electric vehicles, facing challenges in reaching its goal of delivering 1.8 million units this year. In the United States, genuine consumer interest in electric cars has decreased, according to CNBC, reflecting a drop from nearly 90% to less than 70% of buyers considering acquiring a sustainable vehicle in 2021. The electric vehicle market is not as heated as initially imagined, as executives realize that these vehicles tend to be significantly more expensive, not only due to components but also due to the associated luxury factor. The more bold and modern design adds an additional cost to the final product. In summary, the electric vehicle market faces unexpected challenges, far from the initial optimistic projections. Electrified vehicles may seem wonderful, and indeed, many are, but they are not without problems or disadvantages. While they don't require gasoline refueling, sparing owners from uncertainties about fuel price adjustments, there are other concerns for electric vehicle (EV) owners. Firstly, the issue of recharging these vehicles is not as straightforward as refueling a combustion engine car. Finding charging points for electric cars, except in Asian countries and the USA, is challenging due to the evident lack of infrastructure in many less developed countries. The specialized website Inside EVs listed necessary factors to make an electric fleet minimally viable in these countries, emphasizing the need to invest in public and semi-public chargers, making them accessible to customers. Additionally, residential condominiums need to be adapted to enable EV charging at home. The maintenance of these vehicles is also a challenge, as mechanical services need to specialize, something that is still in development worldwide. While there are specialized EV workshops, their quantity is limited and is expected to grow as the demand for electric vehicles increases. To achieve a truly electrified fleet, it's not enough for consumers to purchase electric vehicles. The government also needs to act by investing in sustainable bus fleets, even if initially hybrid. A robust infrastructure is necessary to maintain an active fleet in the country. While Europe presents itself as an environmental advocate, 70% of its energy matrix is composed of polluting sources such as oil, natural gas, and coal. This data contradicts the environmentalist image that the continent tries to promote while attempting to control and criticize countries like Brazil, which surprisingly is much more self-sustainable and eco-friendly than European countries. In summary, although electrified vehicles offer notable benefits, it is crucial to address challenges related to charging infrastructure, specialized maintenance, and governmental action to truly electrify the fleet and promote sustainability.